Vorhersage des Archivar der Hölle. Katze ist ein Problem. Also viel Spaß, das Tier nicht das Leben nehmen. Die Möglichkeiten sind ja auch stark begrenzt, um dies nicht zu schaffen als Untote. Oh Mann, ey. As my consciousness grew stronger, so does my hatred for my husband. Each morning he brings me with him down to celebrity and places me in a corner. There I will stand for the rest of the day, still as a statue, silent as death. Occasionally he will throw me a glance or a smile. I find my body smiling warmly back, almost like a reflex. This indoctrination disgusts me. I am a living decoration, a breathing statue of flesh, his wind-up top bright. But little does he suspect my eyes are darting across the room, secretly and attentively following his smallest movements. I carefully memorize every step he takes, every note he writes down, every tiny detail of his ghoulish discovery. If only he knew how fast I am learning, what a willing student I am. As of late he has even picked up the habit of explaining his scientific work aloud. It helps him think, I suppose, and I nod and smile and give little encouraging laughs at all the right places. He is muttering his darkest secrets to me, and I drink it all up. And oh, if only he knew just how close he brushes with his own demise. Hundreds of times each day he is close enough to me for my hands to reach up and snap his neck. My strong fingers around his throat slowly squeezing his precious life out of him. But no matter how close he stands, my arms will not move. I am a prisoner in my own corpse, staring out through glassy eyes but unable to will any action into my own dead limbs. Call for me and I will walk. Ask me a question and I will talk. But my rotting brain is unable to form initiatives of its own. I'm a golem following orders. Black, ich verschwinde, viel Spaß noch. Oh, da hältst du doch nicht die ganze Nacht aus. Wie war das mit dem Energy Drink? Nee, aber schönen Abend dir noch. Ich weiß auch ehrlich gesagt nicht, wie lange ich noch mache, weil das Spiel mich doch jetzt echt extrem anstrengt mit dem Vorlesen und mit dem Ganzen. Es ist ein schönes Spiel, aber ich glaube, es ist auch ein schönes Spiel, um einfach für heute dann irgendwann Schluss zu machen mit dem Stream. Yet with each passing night my willpower grows stronger. I write my thoughts down diligently and practice my mental capacities with all the resolve I have. The results are slow but reliable. One day soon I will have the tendency to strike. And as soon as the time comes, strike I will. One of these days his lovely life-size doll will suddenly find the power with her to execute her swift revenge. Ich muss morgen zur Berufsschule. Erster Tag, da sollte man halbwegs lebendig sein. Aber nur halbwegs. Amon aus dem Tagebuch des Archivars. Ich kannte einen Fellball, der eine komische Katze oder hässlicher Hund sein könnte. War überraschend, als dieses Ding anfing zu bellen. Du kennst aber seltsame Tiere. Ein zerbrochener Spiegel.
That's a big wardrobe. I bet you could hide a corpse in there. Actually, I better not open it and check.
Ich könnte mir vorstellen, dass da jemand seinen Anblick nicht mehr ertragen
Let's take a look
konnte.
inside.
Oh.
I wonder if this key fits. There's a key hidden inside. A very important one.
Ein
The mirror is
Schlüssel.
completely shattered. I think someone in here didn't really like the reflection.
Sag ich ja. Hat jemand den Spiegelanblick nicht mehr ausgehalten. Das ist aber nicht Belladonna.
A note.
Failure. The attempt was a failure. I could not lure my last love... Was? I could not lure my lost lover back into her deceased corpse. All my preparations in vain. All alone now. No one to turn my key.
At least the view is nice from up here.
Oh.
Is she dead? She doesn't move a muscle, yet she sits upright. She's like a mannequin of human flesh.
Black, ich muss ja auch Auto fahren. Egal, bis bald. Schönen Abend dir. Vielen Dank, dass du reingeschaut hast. Wir lesen uns auf jeden Fall, denke ich mal, nochmal. Anfrage vom Archivar der Hölle. Black, hab schöne Träume, so untot zu sein wie die Charaktere wäre ungut. Winkt dem Schmetterling zu und reicht Mr. Teddy. Riecht Mr. Teddy, yay. Anfrage vom Archivar der Hölle. Das ist aber ein großer Schlüssel. Ob das Schloss angemessen wichtig ist? Ich würde sagen, ja.
Klara, it really is you. I was so certain I'd never see you again. You didn't wake up.
I woke up. I've been wandering lost ever since, trying to find out what's going on.
How are you feeling? Do you remember me?
I have no memories of you, or of myself. But I found some notes lying around. I can only assume you're the one called Belladonna?
I am Belladonna, murdered and reanimated by Dr. von Trauerschloss. At first a mindless mechanical doll, but I slowly regained control over my brain. And when the time was right, I broke free.
I saw the doctor's body.
Yes, I crushed his skull. Standing over his blood-soaked remains, I was free at last.
But where did I come from? If he was dead, was it you who brought me back?
Yes, my love. You were the only thing on my mind as I stood there, alone and victorious. I had secretly watched the doctor's process, and I desperately wanted to believe that I could get you back. I unearthed your grave and carried your dead body down to the laboratory. I did everything right, to the smallest detail, but you didn't wake up. And my time was running out. I can't turn my own key, and now that I was alone in the castle, I knew my life force would run out quickly. But for all my effort, you remained dead, and with no one to keep me vital, I eventually sat down here and just stopped.
But I did wake up.
Yes, apparently you did. Your body had been in the ground for quite some time. Perhaps that made the reanimation process slower, but with your key powering your brain directly, you did not have to go through the drawn-out, sluggish wake-up. I take it your cognitive powers and language have been with you from the start.
Well, yes.
Excellent. Then I have even improved on the doctor's method, but I doubt independent thinking and free will was ever in his interest to reproduce.
Do you think you could do it again?
Create more of us, you mean? Yes, I hold the secret of life and death, and I plan to use it. The experimentations must continue.
And the two of us will have no place in this world.
Quite right. So, we'll make us a place. Dead bodies will never be in short supply. We'll make more of our kind, a whole new race of the damned.
Where do we start?
I know for a fact that there's a fresh body lying out there in the Great Hall.
The doctor.
His flesh, at least. We won't be using his wretched brain. I've already destroyed it in any case. But the body will do. We will have to find a few other ingredients. Will you help me?
Of course I will.
Thank you, my love. I'll carry the body down to the laboratory and start with the preparations, and in the meantime you can help me with a few other things. The doctor's brain is completely destroyed. I made sure of that. I don't think any of us want his villainous brain back amongst us. We're going to need to find a new one. Secondly, we will also need some clockwork parts. We have to manufacture a force to keep the dead body going. Thirdly, not only the brain, but also the head and the cranium were damaged. If we can find a new head, that would save a lot of the reconstructing effort.
Wow. Anfrage, Amon schreibt in den Augen einer ganzen Galaxie soll das, glaube ich, heißen. Königin der Verdammten. Ey, die Frau ist echt schon ein bisschen krank, oder?
I saw a brain preserved in alcohol down in the laboratory.
Oh, you did? That's good. That, my dear, is the brain of baby Lucas.
Your son?
Lucas was never buried. The doctor had the body cremated very quickly and thus incinerated all the evidence that the corpse was not complete. He had stolen the brain and kept it for himself. I don't know what he claimed about not planning on resurrecting his child, but the truth is that he kept the brain all the same.
And now you want your child back?
No, my dear. It's just a brain. I wanted you back, so I took great care to preserve your personality. But this brain is young and has been dead for very long. I suppose the creation will be my child, in a way, but not my son Lucas.
Clockwork?
Yes, we need something to supply the body with the force to move. We can't make the heart beat again, so we use the spring-loaded clockwork. In the future, we'll have to think of a source of parts more reliable than salvaging old-time pieces, but that'll do for now.
I see.
Die Uhr,
Thank
ne?
you.
Will we need to find a fresh human head?
Yes, I've smashed up the head of Wolfram rather frivolously. I'm afraid it's beyond rescue. I was thinking of my grandmother, Francesca Canosa. I'm sure you've seen her portrait in the study. She was buried some time ago, but her cranium should be sufficiently preserved. She rests in the mausoleum in the cemetery outside, but there is a hidden way into the tomb behind the armor in the basement.
Okay, krass.
Your grandmother. Will it not cause problems to attach a woman's head to a man's body?
No, I don't see how it would make any difference in this new race of ours. We do not even reproduce sexually, so not even that significance is relevant.
What do you mean we don't reproduce sexually? How do you know?
I spent quite some time with Wolfram dead and mindless, you know. I can safely say that, though we do experience all the physical sensations of intercourse, we cannot become pregnant or bear children.
Krass.
I see. I'll go take a look behind the suit of armor.
Thank you.
Some things have been puzzling me. Did I used to have hair?
You had beautiful hair. Unfortunately, I had to shave it all off in order to operate on your head and open your cranium.
Okay, warum bist du aber nicht
Yet
Karl?
you're not bald.
I was revivified directly after my death, when my body was still fresh. You, my dear, had been in the ground for quite some time. I had to reconstruct large parts of your decomposed corpse.
That explains the metal construction holding together my skull.
I have my fair share of screws and bolts myself, but they are carefully hidden. I opted to sacrifice your pretty hair so that I could work more on preserving your brain, something the good doctor did not do for me.
Und wird es wieder wachsen?
Will it grow back?
I don't rightly know. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see.
I want to ask something else.
I'm here for you.
Alter, so viele Sachen, die noch geklärt werden
What is
müssen.
this I'm wearing?
I'm so sorry about that. I covered you in scraps and bandages I found in the laboratory. I had to cut open and discard most of what you were buried in order to stitch you up. I want you to know that my plan was to be right next to you when you woke up, to help you understand and to find a proper dress. I'm so sorry it didn't come to pass like that.
On my way in here, I killed a cat. It was in my way and it felt so natural to just dispose of it. It worries me a bit.
How so?
I may have a functional brain, but what about a soul? Shouldn't there be something in me stopping me from hurting others? Or at least making me feel bad about it?
You're right. It did come very natural for me to murder my husband. But I'm not too worried about this. I have no desire to commit unnecessary killings, and I do have control over my actions.
What if you're raising an army of cold-hearted mass murderers?
They won't be mass murderers any more than you and I. And besides, why should we prioritize the lives of the living above the lives of the dead?
Ups, da bin ich jetzt schon wieder gegen Akustik-Schaumstoff gekommen. Arme und Anfrage vom Archivar der Hölle. Könnte daran liegen, dass ihre Physiologie ja künstlich erhalten wird. Also ohne Stoffwechsel könnte es schwerer sein, ihr schönes Haar wieder zu sehen in der nächsten Zeit. Die Bandagen halten die Gute noch zusammen. Naja, irgendwie scheinbar schon.
I want to ask something else.
I'm here for you.
Why did you put this wind-up mechanism in my head? Yours is in your back.
Yes, the damned doctor had placed my wind-up mechanism in my back. It goes straight into my chest and heart, giving me a strong central of power. But it is placed outside my own reach.
So, you can't turn it yourself?
No, I can't. I have to depend on others. That's why I chose to put the key in the back of your head, well within reach of your own hands. I know what it means to not be in control of your own existence, and I will never put someone else in the situation I'm in.
Thank you.
Of course.
I want to ask something else.
I'm here for you.
Im Grunde war es das ja
I'll start
erstmal.
looking for the objects then.
Thank you. Come talk to me if there's something you're unsure about.
Huch, hier ist ein
Coils of
Seil.
rope. I wonder why we're keeping rope in the bedroom.
Eigentlich hatte ich ja damit gerechnet, die Story wäre hier zu Ende, sobald wir auf Belladonna treffen. Aber ich habe das Gefühl, dass die Geschichte noch einen gewissen Twist entwickeln wird.
That's a big wardrobe. I bet you could hide a corpse in there. Actually, I better not open it and check.
Das mit der Katze tut mir immer noch so leid. Mann. Mann, das finde ich nie gut. Finde ich nie gut. Die arme Katze. Die arme
Another
Katze.
portrait. It says her name is Franziska Canosa.
So. Jetzt müssen wir erstmal hier hoch zu der Uhr. Und uns fehlt eine Geschichte hier noch. So.
I see a lot of mechanical parts in there. I need to get them out somehow.
Wie wär's mit dem Screwdriver? Halt.
This faithful screwdriver will do the trick. Time to turn this old clock into a slightly peculiar wardrobe.
So, da haben wir die Mechaniken. Clockwork.
That makes no sense.
Gut. Dann müssen wir runter jetzt. Einmal das Gehirn holen. Und dann hinter diesem... Ups. Erstmal das Gehirn holen und dann hinter diesem Roboter... nicht Roboter. Hinter die Rüstung gelangen.